Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of The Professor's Picks alongside the professor himself, Mr. Ken Golden. What's
Good
happening?
morning, good afternoon,
Good
whatever.
evening, wherever you might be, whatever you
Yes.
might be watching, right?
Hey, we got guys that watch us in the middle of the night.
I know they do. I know. It's
That's how, and a lot of times that's how I catch up on Sea of Tranquility programming.
the next day.
Either the next day or that night. And sometimes I catch it live, when it's being brought, I'll be in the chat. So but yeah, I watch. People don't
That's the
think I
good thing
watch.
about on-demand programming. It's always here for you, right?
Well, yeah, it's great. It never goes away.
No, never. You're
So,
always here all the damn time.
yeah, and all the brilliant things that I say is still valid a year later.
They'll be here for all of eternity.
All the pearls that come out of my mouth, pearls of wisdom,
Yes.
right? So it's there forever.
The gift that keeps on giving
That's
for
right.
never.
That's right. That's right.
We can go on and on with this.
So I've got plenty of gifts this week.
There you go. That's the important thing. Okay, good.
And so let's start with pre-orders, all right? So the first pre-order is one from me. This is an album that I will be releasing on our Free Electric Sound label. It's by a band from Chicago called Sons of Ra. I think you reviewed their EP.
Yep, previous
So
one.
that right, this is called Standard Deviation. Comes out April 11th. They are I would call it a heavy jazz rock trio. So it's Eric Vecchione, Keith Wakefield, and Michael Rataj. Eric plays guitar. Keith plays bass and sax, and Michael is the drummer. And on this new album, they it's about half original tunes and about half interpretations of jazz standards that they mutate. So they do a John Coltrane piece, Don Ellis piece, Carla Bly. So yeah, it's cool stuff, and it's pretty heavy. So I got to see them play in Philly. I guess it was in January. No, it was the end of December, I think it was. And man, they were great. So they really heavy it up. So
But
that's it.
yeah, their last EP was really good. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yeah. So this is April 11th.
Okay.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be some kind of release party right around then in Chicago. So guys like George and Luis should go. We'll see. Next thing. Come on. Where are you? Next thing. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. I hope we're not having a Prezi issue. Let's see. Let's see. If we're having a Prezi issue, then we're.
Close it down and reopen it, maybe.
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it's here. I don't know. Let me. It's doing something.
There we go.
No. Oh, okay. Here we go. I don't know what happened. And what's weird is I don't know how to access the next one. I'm seeing this one. So we're going to lose this. Hang on one. Hang on. We lost that. Let me open up Prezi again.
It's a really wonky app. I
Pete,
really don't like using it.
we're recording, and I don't. This Prezi video for Zoom. Let me go back. Let me open. Let me open. Open. We're back.
Here we
I
go.
don't know what happened. So, next pre-order item that we have, Andy Summers, Robert Fripp, the complete recordings, 1981 to 1984. It's a 3 CD Blu-ray, comes out March 28th. It's I Advance Masked, and I don't remember the name of the other Summers Fripp album. Yeah, you don't remember either.
Never,
And it's
never owned them.
yeah, it's those two albums plus unreleased material. David Singleton was able to cobble stuff together from just session tapes that they had and made tunes out of it. So there's all kinds of bonus material and high res content. And then also we're going to have on vinyl believe it's a remix of Summers and Fripp I Advance Masked on vinyl, also on March 28th. So that's it for pre-orders. And apologies for my Prezi screw up. Now we get into the regular CDs for the week. Candlemass.
Oh,
Tritonus Nights. So live recording, and it's kind of weird because I think this came out on vinyl like last summer. I think so. Uh, live rec- at this point, I don't even know who's singing for Candlemass.
the guy who sang on the very, very first album, who's now been back for two albums. So yeah,
Oh, okay. The guy,
one.
he was before Messiah Markland, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I like Messiah. Messiah was good.
Sia's great. Johann's really great too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Thomas Fickstrom as well. So, but okay, if you say so, I believe you.
I don't think Candlemass has ever had a bad singer. Even Robert Lowe, when he sang
Robert
for,
Lowe is good.
yeah,
What was
really
Robert
good.
Lowe's band? He was from Texas,
Solitude
wasn't
Eternus.
he? Right. Very good.
Yeah. I mean,
Very good.
Candlemass is just a great band, no matter who's in the band.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the offshoot, Avatarium, right? Good stuff. Okay. District 97, Live for the Ending. So this is a live recording from Chicago prog rock band District 97, fronted by Leslie Hunt. We put out their first three albums, I think it was, and they're on their own now. And this was recorded in three different cities in 2022 and 2023, I believe. And they do this entire Stay for the Ending album live, plus additional tracks. Electric Electric Orange, ADA, ADA, and Electric Orange, German krautrock band, contemporary krautrock band, uh, in the style of 70s krautrock. I mean, Electric Orange, led by Dirk Jan Muller, it's a full band, so he's playing all kinds of analog keyboards. There's Mellotron on here. There's all kinds of stuff, synth, and it's psychedelic, krautrock, touches on prog. If you heard this and you thought it was something that came out on the Brain label in 1974, you could easily be fooled. And they have a pretty big catalog and very consistent, very, very good band. So I don't know if you ever, good.
Mhm.
I had one of his solo projects a few weeks ago, and Cosmic, what the hell was it called? We're on to the next thing. And this is the buy or die of the week. Yuka Havisto live at Eclipse Jazz Club. So Yuka Havisto, end of 2022, Finnish bass player, comes out with an album that nobody saw coming. And it was just a phenomenal fusion jazz rock album. And we sold a ton of them, and everybody spooched over it. And now it's a live recording with the same lineup, recorded at the Eclipse Jazz Club. I believe it was recorded in 2023. I'm not 100% sure, but it's all new material, so it's no carryover from the studio album. And man, this thing just burns, just absolute killer. Just a quartet, just fantastic soloing, but it's cohesive. It's not, it's got that classic fusion sound, what I would think of as like actually to me like a late 70s kind of a sound. So you like the studio album, I know. So you're gonna you're gonna like this. This was a brilliant album. Easy buy or die pick for me.
Buy or die. That's the one.
That's the one. That's one for the week. That's the killer. Next thing, Lacuna Coil, Sleepless Empire. So the great Italian band, Christina Scabbia out front, great singer, great live band, new studio album, kind of one of the forerunners of the whole gothic metal scene. And they kind of I haven't heard this one yet, but what I've heard, and they've been consistent over the years. They haven't really deviated very much from the sound. And some death growls, male. You get the Beauty and the Beast thing, you know, the coarse male vocals, contrasting with her great, great voice. Next thing, the Moody Blues, John Lodge, Love Conquers All. John's looking a little quiffy there. I don't know, but I don't know, but I heard a little bit of it, and I have to say he sounded okay. He sounded like John Lodge. I,
What
I,
about the
I
name of the album?
I know he has John when he tours. He has wasn't it John Davison from Yes
Yeah.
touring with him. So I guess helping him out. So maybe live, maybe can't do it. I don't know. But here, from what I heard, I I was uh, I was surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. That's always
Well,
good.
in the sense that honestly, I was expecting the worst, and I was like, oh, he sounds like John Lodge. So that's all you could ask, right?
That's it. That's it. As long as he can still do
That's
that.
all that matters. All right. The next one is a kind of a weird album. And I wrote up a description of it and I kind of emphasized the weirdness and it's been selling. Finnish band called Octopi, Green Divine. So I had their previous album that nobody bought, by the way, really tanked. But this sounded interesting enough that I decided to bring it in. Um, this is a really hard record to describe. It's a double album. It's a concept album. It just has this very big sound, kind of symphonic, almost like orchestral, but it's not like an orchestral thing. I mean, it's got horns on it, it's got flute, it's got a lot of old school keyboards, Hammond organ, what have you.
Pretty rocking, actually, and pretty.
Oh, you've heard it. You've heard
Oh,
some
I
of it.
listened to most of it. Yeah, on Bandcamp. Um, yeah, it's. I mean, the vocals are
A little weird, right?
a little weird and over the top, but musically, it's very good.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a concept piece and it's kind of funny cover art and I give them credit. I mean, I would say it's a record with zero commercial potential, but but it's really well done. And it's like I kind of get the sense that these are guys that are kind of onto something. I'm not sure what, but I mean, they could play, and yeah, they just. I couldn't even like say, oh yeah, they're stealing from Genesis or anything like that. Or there was a review somebody was referencing Gentle Giant. I don't hear that at all, but.
No, the only no, I mean, yeah, they don't sound like Gentle Giant at all, but they use like counterpoint and complexity in their arrangements that I think are leading people to compare them to Gentle Giant, but they don't sound like them at all.
No, but like I said, I thought it was very interesting. So we brought it in and people are buying it, unlike that last one. That's cool. Next one, US band. I believe these guys are from like New York, New Jersey. Radiant Moon, Now's the Time. So very, very good melodic progressive rock. It's a blending of like classic 70s prog, but with like some contemporary flavor to it. Nick Lieto from Frog Cafe is the singer, and I believe he's also doing some of I think he's the keyboard player. I'm not sure. So, yeah, and they're a quartet, and from what I understand, these guys have been around for, these guys have like a history as players, and really nice. Best way I could describe it, just really super pleasant, and yeah, it's good. It's good shit.
It's
So
amazing how like Frog Cafe was like such a kind of happening band for a number of years and playing all the festivals and just a big presence, and then it just like dried up.
I, well, I can we talk a little trash? I mean, part of the problem was the label that they were on.
Well, yeah,
That
yeah,
didn't help.
no,
And then I think that kind of soured them a bit. And and
possible.
and
Great
then they
guys. I mean, I hung out with them many
oh
times.
yeah, they were super nice guys.
Yeah,
Very nice guys. Then they switched over to 10T and then 10T collapsed.
yeah,
So I think that kind of had something to do with it. I mean, I saw them play live. They're a good band.
really good band. I've seen them many times.
Yeah. I mean,
And
this
it's
guy's
just they were all over the place for a number of years, and then it just like I think the last time they played at a club in New Paltz, which is where
okay.
a couple towns over where I went to college, and this was they wanted me to come out and see the show, and I couldn't make it, and then I never heard another word from them or them playing or anything like that for
Even like Andy, was it Andy and those guys? Weren't they like from Long Island? I
Long
think.
Long Island. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Very good stuff. And it's really solid. It doesn't break new ground. But if you're like an old school prog rock guy, this is an album you'd really enjoy. It's very, like I said, very melodic, but you could tell these guys can play, and you'll hear there'll be little pieces that might have a little bit of like a Yes flavor or an ELP or a Crimson, that kind of a thing. But again, it's got a contemporary quality to it. So it's not you're not going to listen to it and say, "Oh, what is this? Something that was released in 1976?" It's not like that. But but how many recordings like do you hear like Hammond organ or something like that these
Mhm.
days? You know what I mean? So anyway, very very good album. So next one, I'm going to cheat a little. This is by Alberto Rigoni. It's called Nemesis Call. Alberto is a bass player. I don't know if Alberto's ever actually played in a band, but he's made a career being a bass player. So, have you ever heard any of his stuff?
I've heard he puts out so much stuff. I've heard many of his albums over the years, and he's always gets these people to play on his records, and
Sure.
it's a different lineup every release. And yeah,
Well, Pete, different lineup every song.
yeah,
So I'm just looking at my notes here. He's got Mike Tirana playing drums, Thomas Lang playing drums, Mark Zonder playing drums. I'm looking at some other names that jump out at me. Um, there's just so many people. Luca Princiato was with Doro. This is Alberto Barsi from Ilvo that was in some version of Il Volo, someone from Rhapsody of Fire. So and it's just I actually listened to it this morning. All instrumental, just a total shred fest. Um, yeah, I mean, this is like this is like chops, these are guys with some serious chops, and they just blowing. It's if that's your thing, man, it's very high energy, and it's good for what it is. So, all right, now we're gonna kind of go back in time a little bit. So, I used to carry CDs by a German band called Trigon, and I brought them back in stock because they have a new album. And this one is called 2011, which came out, I believe, in 2011. And this is a newer one, which came out in 2018, called 30 Jahr Traumzeit. So Trigon is an instrumental trio, and it's psychedelic. I mean, that's what it is. Just, and we'll be getting to their new album when we hit the vinyl in a couple of minutes. And uh, phenomenal playing. Uh, I would say kind of like along the lines of like early Guru Guru, like UFO, that kind of thing. I mean, just the guitar work is just burning on this thing, man. It's just killer. Like I said, I used to sell these years and years ago. I kind of lost track of them, and then well, I guess I'll jump the gun. So what happened was this guy's put out a new album. Look at that cover. Is that crazy?
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
Vinyl only. And this thing, it's got a 23-minute track on side one, and then just three tracks on side two very long ones. Just you'll be tripping your balls off when you listen to this album, man. This is the shit. This album is phenomenal. I say a buy or die release, but it's vinyl only. So the funny thing is that all of a sudden you discover like old customers. They're like, oh, I didn't know like I had a turntable. He never bought a vinyl before. So it turns out that guys, I think some of the old timers they're dusting off their old turntables, and fantastic album, really
it
fantastic.
looks great.
It's like space rock, psychedelic, high energy, guitar driven psych, very trippy, really really good. Kind of like what were the names? Space Lords, sort of like that.
That's good, Dan. Yeah,
This is better. This is even better. And I
really.
like the
Wow,
Space Lords a lot. This is even better. And just jumping back, these two older CDs, they're great too. So I highly recommend them.
I'm pretty sure
So
I have that first one.
yeah, if you should revisit it. I think you'll enjoy it. So next thing, I set up a little section on the front of the site I've been digging this band, Orison Space Collective, and in fact, I released one of their recent albums, one of their 46 albums. They may be up to 48 albums at this point. I'm not sure. So I contacted their label, and they had a number of titles that they just had too much inventory on. So they marked down for me, and I'm just going to blaze right through them here. You go to the website. There's a section I set up underneath the featured releases. I call it Spaces Deep, stealing it from Falkland, of course. And let me just run through these super quick. You'll go to the website and you'll look them up. Albino Rhino, Return to the Core. If I remember correctly, this one is a limited edition of 200 copies, and it's numbered. And the weird thing is that a lot of their stuff they do very small quantities, like 200. And I've said to them, I said, how do you do that? And it's not a CDR because I don't know of any plant that will press Glassmaster CDs in quantities less than 300. They said, oh no, we have a plant in Poland that will do 100 or 50. The World Glassmaster. We don't. They're like, we don't sell CDRs. Cool, bring it on. So you should know that the most they do of like anything is like 500 copies.
So they're all limited print runs.
We're all very limited and then they're gone. So we got, Albino Rhino, Orison Space Collective. We got Everyone is Evil. We've got Sleeping with the Sunworm, double CD, Different Creatures, all cool covers, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Four Riders Take Space Mountain, Dead Men in Space. This one we've had previously, Carnival in Portugal, 2 CD. I think it's great stuff. Experiments in the Subconscious, Pabalion, Systemage is a different band, series of nested universe, crazy shit. I, this band I want to talk about just a little bit. Third Ear Experience. This one is with Dr. Space. It's called Ear to Space, and then this one is called Danny Frankel's Third Ear Experience. Third Ear Experience are great U.S. space rock band led by guitar player Robbie Robb. They're from out west and sort of like kind of like Gong, but without the funny stuff. Just like if you heard like an instrumental version of like Flying Teapot or Angel's Egg or something like that, or You. That's kind of along the lines of what they do.
So like
And
100% serious gone.
yeah, like serious Gong with no vocals. It's just great space rock. And so they brought in Scott Heller, who goes by the name of Dr. Space. He's the main guy behind Orison Space Collective. So he's jamming with Third Ear Band on this one, Third Ear Experience. And then on this one, there's a drummer named Danny Frankel. And apparently, I don't know who Danny Frankel is, but apparently they brought this guy in and he's played with a lot of serious, like LA guys. And so they call it Danny Frankel's Third Ear Experience. So it's jams, it's psychedelic jams, but full band all over the place. Really, really good stuff. And that's it for the CDs. So I will hit the vinyl real quick. The Electric Orange Otta that I had talked about earlier. Again, if you're into krautrock. Lacuna Coil, Sleepless Empire. And then again, we have the Trigon Cosmic Space Jam. I want to turn this, I want to get rid of this. How do I close this out again? I want to close. Yeah, I just want, man, I want people could see this thing. You get a little glare, but that's a cover.
Yeah.
And it's this stuff is.
May have to have you set one of those aside for me, I think.
I'm telling you, Pete. People go on. It's on Bandcamp. Go listen to it, and then go buy a turntable. But before you buy the turntable, buy the albums because it's selling like crazy. Because it is vinyl only. And I had asked the band if they were doing a CD of it, and they don't have any plans for a CD. So I brought in a lot of vinyl, but the pile is getting smaller and smaller. And that's what I got. That's what I got for this week.
Cool.
Oh, one last thing. Let me mention. We had sold out of Dream Theater, but we just got a restock today of the CD and the ultra clear vinyl. So they're on the website. And the art book, Jim, did we sell it? Or we still have a few art books. We have like three or four of the art book left. I don't know that there are any more left at the distributor. They may be gone. So yeah, Dream
A lot of Dream Theater product you guys moved.
Dream Theater be very, very good to us. Yeah.
So basically, you have sold just about everything that you got in, all those pallets
Yes.
gone.
It's gone. It's absolutely gone.
Wow.
So we sold through everything except for three art books. And so we just got a restock into the CD and the vinyl, the ultra clear vinyl. I don't know if any of the colored vinyl is still available. I'd have to bring it in from Germany, and the box sets are gone. I don't know that there's any more art books in stock. We're gonna find out. When these three are gone, we're gonna find out.
I'm enjoying it. So funny
Yeah, a
how
lot of
you read comments from people. There some people love it, and then you got the naysayers who are like, "Ah,
yeah,
been horrible since Awake, and they're only good with Kevin Moore." And
it's that's always the case with every band, right?
yeah, but it's so much with Dream Theater. There's certain
Yeah,
bands where the fans are like so divided about stuff, and they're one of them. Them and like Iron Maiden or like Yes. I mean, it's just there's just certain bands where you have
yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy. You
But
can't
it's
get
true. Dream
yeah,
Theater, they get hammered. So
yeah.
the reason the guy said, "Oh no, they were better with Mike Mangini." It's like, it's like,
Meanwhile, he was getting crushed by the fan base for like the first like what 5 years he was in the band.
right.
Now all of a sudden it's like it's yeah, it's
You
crazy.
can't win.
You can't
Whatever
win
you
it
do,
all.
you
Can't
can't
win it
win.
all.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I know. I've seen it. It's like, oh, they put out an instrumental album. I'll go check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody hates Labrie now, and Mike Portnoy's not enough to stop them from making what sounds like the same album they made for the last 15 years. It's like
I got to tell you, a
whatever.
guy called me. A guy called me yesterday. He wanted to know. Actually called me last night. He wanted to know if I could get him an instrumental version of The Astonishing. I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, I read somebody talking about it on Facebook that they have it." I said, "As far as I know, if it exists as a bootleg."
I mean, it's surprising because, Inside Out likes to do a lot of those, instrumental
Yeah,
bonus discs and stuff, but I don't remember them doing it for
they
that.
don't do it for Dream Theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't do it, you know, they'll do it for a Mike Romeo solo album.
Yeah. They'll do it for, yeah, a lot of
That's,
other stuff, but yeah, not for that.
yeah. So, but I was like, what do you want, man?
I don't really think even you take the vocals out, that's going to be that much better of an album, to
Yeah.
be honest.
So is this the four CD set? I mean, it's like,
There was someone, I don't remember, it could have been maybe on the review that I did for the new album, but there was some guy who commented saying, I really don't like Dream Theater. I can't really get into any of their albums, but I think the best thing they ever did is The Astonishing. I absolutely love that album. And I'm like, wow, that is a comment I have never heard from anybody before. It's like, I don't think there is any Dream Theater fan that will agree with you on that one. But if you love
right.
it, hey, that's fine. It's like,
Yeah, that
woo.
might have been the guy that called me.
But you see stuff like that every now. That's like, I haven't seen it in a while, but I've seen plenty of people who are convinced that Nostradamus is the greatest Judas Priest album of all time. Meanwhile, most Priest fans, probably like 99% of them, will say
Yeah,
that that's easily the worst thing they've ever done. But there's always someone
right.
who likes, what
Hey,
everybody
listen,
considers the worst. That's just the way it is.
I'm always reading the comments, for Professor's Picks and the prog seat. And of course, I always look at the comments when you do an album review. And yeah, some of the things that people say, it's like I scratch my head. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one guy who commented on the Bumblefoot album, and he's like, sorry, Pete, I know you really dig this, but it's unlistenable to me. It's just
Oh, I
every
remember that.
song is all over the place, different styles, and it's like it just sounds like a lot of noise to me. And I'm like, it's an instrumental guitar solo record, and I think it's good that every song sounds completely
Yeah.
different. It's
Yeah.
like, what do you want? The same shredding for every single song? It's just, it's, one track is metal, one track is prog. You got a little blues, got a little country, got a little fusion. I mean, a little classical. I don't see anything wrong with that, but can't make everybody happy
No.
because we all hear things differently. So that's the way it is. I don't, but I just see things sometimes. I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
All right. So that's what I got. I got some restocks coming in for next week. Um, I hope there'll be some new stuff. So,
Cool.
some new
Sounds
stuff.
good.
I'm working on stuff.
As always, we'll have everything pinned in the comment section below, right at the top, so you can click on the link and just copy and paste and go right in and find all this new stuff. And happy shopping, everybody. And remember,
Buy a lot, buy often,
yes,
especially this, 'cause
yeah,
and the Yucca Vista.
yeah, exactly. So, see, and I do the same thing, folks, because that just becomes the third thing added to the pile of the three piles that I've already gotten in over the last 2 weeks, and so the curse is real. This show cost me too, folks. I mean, it's just not you guys.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So we'll see you next time here on the Professor's Picks next week. What do we got coming up this weekend? We've got Jamie Laszlo and the review crew. They're doing an all Ohio show. So everybody on the crew is from Ohio, and they're talking about like classic Ohio releases from Ohio that came out from artists from Ohio or
Will
something.
they be talking about the load from Columbus, Ohio?
Oh, they were from Ohio too. Oh, the
The
Load.
load
Wow,
was from
I just heard that
Columbus. Were
in
from
a long
Yeah,
time.
they were from
Wow, good
Columbus.
band. That's going way back. Yeah, I think I have the one that you released
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I did the
too.
first
I have the one. What's the one with the blue cover? Is one of them
one.
with the
Yeah,
blue
Praise
cover
the Load, and
with the
then Load
monkey on
Have
it?
There was Praise the Load, and there was Load Have Mercy.
Which is the one with the monkey on it?
That was the second album. That
That's the
was
one I have. I don't know if I have the first one. I think that was out of print by the time I got
Yeah, the
the other
second
one.
one was the unreleased album. Yeah,
Yeah,
great band.
I don't know. Or
Strongly
maybe I
Past
had
the
both. I don't know. I'd have to look. It's been a while. I haven't listened to that.
They were from Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Okay, good town, good music town, right? Yeah. That's
Yeah, actually Columbus was a good music town. There's a lot going
yeah,
on in Columbus.
yeah.
Strongbow. You ever hear of Strongbow?
No.
They were like a proggy AOR band. You would
Oh,
like.
okay. Good band. Huh.
Yeah.
So many of those bands. So many. I don't know if you've, not to totally derail the conversation here, but you ever hear this? Zazu?
Yeah. Oh no. Are you kidding me? On Wooden Nickel?
Yeah,
That, that's
really good.
it's a mix of styles, but
Yeah,
that prog epic on there.
side
Never.
two. Yeah, it's like,
Oh yeah. What was it? It's not a sonata, I think it's called.
yeah, something like that. It's got a little, yeah, exactly. That's a good album. It's
It's
very, it's not all that different from their label mate Styx at the time, right? It's
Yeah.
just, it's got some of it's kind of like just, melodic hard rock and they got some pop hooks going on there, but then it's like some of it's heavy and then some of it's really progressive.
Yeah,
Just,
they get into this like whole prog thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's the
No,
only album
that's
they ever did. But yeah,
yeah. I've had that in my collection.
yeah. I
And
just
I
I
think
just got the CD recently. I never even knew about it.
I think I got it with like a big 25 cent scribbled on the cover or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
It's
that.
good stuff. I think because it came up on some of the show we did, and like literally while we were still talking about it on the show, I went on Discogs and there was one copy on CD left, and I bought it. And then someone in the comments was like, "Yeah, I went to go look for it as soon as after I watched the show, and I couldn't find it anywhere." I'm like, "That's because I took the copy.
Yeah.
That was me."
I think Grant was talking about it.
Yes, I think it was Grant. Grant. It was either Grant or Brendan. I don't remember one of the two of them, but yeah, or maybe it was Scott. It was I don't know. It was on one of the what is it
Oh,
shows. So it was one of those guys.
I think that I mentioned it a long time ago when we were going on Proxy, when we were going through the alphabet.
That could be.
And
Yeah.
Z, I talked about Zazu. And then I remember Grant talking about it, and he said, "Yeah, I think Anthony turned me on to it." And I'm thinking, there's no way in the world that Anthony would ever know this Zazu album. It was me. So
He would like it though because he likes sticks.
he
So
would like it.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
getting him to listen to it, we'd have to strap him
Well,
down
yeah.
in a
Once he
chair.
hears it though, he'd be like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, it was not much released on Wooden Nickel Records. I mean, that's
Yeah. Other than Sticks and that, I'm sure there was a bunch, but I don't know.
I don't know anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, do a search for Strongbow.
Strongbow.
Yeah,
I will
think
do
you'll
that.
think you'll find it's in your wheelhouse.
Strongbow, Ohio, right?
Strongbow is in it. Yeah, they're from Ohio, and they had albums on. It's on Discogs.
It's also a brand of cider.
Well, of course.
Maybe I should do Strongbow Band from Ohio, not just Strongbow, Ohio. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, I'll have to check them out as
I
well.
like hard rock, proggy, AOR. Kind of like what we were talking about.
They look the part.
Yeah.
Yep, to one album. Yep, Strongbow, self-titled. Okay.
Yeah, Sterling Smith, who he passed away last year. Sterling was a friend of mine. He was the keyboard player in the Load. He was friends with the guys in Strongbow. He had turned me on to Strongbow years ago. So I may even have some unreleased live Strongbow material hidden away. If you check them out, you like them, I'll see what I could dig out.
Okay. Yeah, there
Now
are
somebody's gonna
copies available. Not here in the States, but there you can get them in Greece and the UK. So
yeah, I think the
it's
vinyl, you come across the vinyl cheap.
yeah. There's plenty of those. Yeah.
Now somebody in the comments is gonna say, Ken, send me that unreleased Strongbow material.
All right, I will listen to that as well.
Yeah, me too.
So where was I before? Visit us on the web at www.theatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn
Yeah.
time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Like I said, review crew coming up tomorrow, ranking the albums on Sunday, two little short ones, Neil Sean, Jan Hammer, and the Traveling Wilburys. So each only has two albums, so it's more like kind of just talking about the albums and which ones we prefer. I'll be doing both of those with Grant Arthur. So that's coming up this weekend. And that's it. We'll see you next Thursday on the Monsters Den and back here on Friday for the Professor's Picks. Till then, for Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. Enjoy your weekend. If you're here on the East Coast in the New York metropolitan area, stay safe. A lot of snow, freezing rain, ice, all that nasty stuff. Stay indoors, listen to some good music, and chill out. And I think you'll have a much better time. There you go. So take care, everybody. For Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. See you later. Bye bye.